Well, thank you guys for coming. We're going to use some blocks again if you have them, or if you don't have blocks, like 2 hardcover books would be nice. So if you want to take a minute to grab those. Hi, Maggie.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you? Did you hear me about the books or blocks?
Yes, I will grab some.
Just take a second and everyone can grab those. And then I'm just going to put some things in the chat. A little disclaimer and then a playlist if you want to listen to it, and a link to my website. So feel free to check those out. Hi, Hannah.
Hi.
Hi, Auntie Judy. We got Sophie too. Awesome.
Hey, Megs.
Hi.
For those of you just coming, we're going to use blocks or like the hardcover books. I think we did this last week. So if you want to just take a second and grab those. And then everyone else, we will start lying down on our backs. So if you want to get comfy, settled. Oh, yeah. If you could put yourself on mute, thank you. Otherwise, I can mute you. And then my internet has been a little unstable today. So if I kind of go in and out, I'm sorry about that in advance. If it's really bad, just like shout out and I can try and fix it. But thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm Kelly, if we haven't yet met. And go ahead and start lying down on your back. Your legs can be straight out or your knees can be bent with your feet on the floor. Just letting yourself kind of settle in here. It might feel nice to put one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. And as you do this, feel your breath start in your belly, breathing in up through your chest. And then as you exhale, feeling your chest fall, feeling your belly fall. Good. So lying on our backs here, just let yourself arrive physically, arrive mentally. Good. If your legs are not already straight, straighten them out onto the mat and reach your hands up and overhead. This nice long full body stretch. And we're going to start with kind of a funky pose here. So you're going to stay lying on your backs in this position, and then you're going to start to wiggle walk your shoulders up and over to the right. So I'm going to stand up and do it, but you're just going to kind of inch your way over to your right. And then you're going to do the same thing with your feet. So start walking your feet over to the right. So you have this little banana shape in your body. And it might feel nice to cross your left ankle on top of your right. Breathing in along the whole left side of your body here. Breathing into your ribs, into your left hip. Good. Take one more breath there. And then carefully walk your feet back through the center and then walk your upper body back through the center. And then we'll just go to the left. So start to wiggle walk your shoulders over to the left. And then crawl your feet over. Finding that banana shape, that little curve. And then maybe crossing your right ankle on top of your left. Breathing into your right side body, your right ribs, your right hip. Good. One more breath there. Good. Carefully walk your feet back through the center and bring your upper body back through the center. And then just take one more big stretch from your fingertips all the way down to your toes. And then slowly bring your knees into your chest here. Give yourself a little hug. Wrap your arms around your legs. Rocking side to side if that feels good. Good. Then we'll just take a gentle twist. So send your arms out like a T and both knees over to your left. Just a little gentle twist here to start. It's all right if your right shoulder lifts off the mat. We're just warming ourselves up. Good. Then inhale your knees back through the center. And then exhale, send them to the other side, over to your right. Good. Inhale your knees back to the middle of your mat. This time, wrap your hands around your thighs, and we're going to start the back of your thighs. Start to rock and roll forward, up and down your mat. And when you get enough momentum, roll yourself all the way up, coming back to table. You might need to scoot back a little bit onto your mat. Good, and we're going to warm up our core here right away. So bring your forearms down to the mat. They can be in an interlace or just your palms flat. And step your feet straight back to forearm plank. Good, your knees can be up or down here. In our forearm plank, we want our shoulders, or our hips the height of our shoulders, pushing down into your forearms to push the mat away from you. Breathing here, warming ourselves up right away. Good, gently lower your knees down. And then lower your body down. We're going to come into Sphinx pose. So maybe crawl your elbows just a little bit further forward. Your elbows should be right underneath your shoulders here. Press the tops of your feet down, so much so that your kneecaps lift, and then pull your heart forward through your arms. Good. As you exhale, let your chin drop down. And then inhale, roll your right ear to your right shoulder, pressing your left shoulder away from you. Exhale, bring your chin back through the center. Good, inhale to the left ear to the left shoulder. Exhale, back through center. Good, start to move here on your own with these neck rolls. Maybe stay somewhere that feels nice for an extra breath. Good, take one more on each side. Good, when you've completed that, gently lower your whole body down. Rest there for a second. Good, bring your hands by your low ribs, your elbows bent. And then inhale, push into your palms, lift your heart, cobra. Little back bend. Good, exhale, lower it back down. And then inhale, we'll push ourselves just right back to child's pose. So bringing your big toes together, your knees out wide, crawling forward. Let your forehead rest on your mat. Sending your hips back towards your heels. Good, try to make this child's pose a little more active, crawling your hands forward. So your elbows lift off the mat, finding some length in the spine. Yes, Hannah and Auntie Judy, that looks so good. Breathe here. And know this pose is always available for you. If you need a little break, if you're feeling tired, you can always come back here. All right, as you inhale, rise up to table pose, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Good, and then as you exhale, start to push the floor away around your spine, cat pose. And then inhale, pulling your heart forward, arching your back, lifting your sitting bones, cow pose. Good, exhale to round, tuck your chin, look towards your belly or your feet. And then inhale, arching, sitting bones lift high. Good, again, start to move here with your breath. matching your inhales and your exhales. Just see what's going on here today. Might be nice to do some hip circles. Just kind of do what feels good here as you warm yourself up. Good, maybe closing your eyes if it feels okay. Good, take one more round here and we'll meet in our cow pose with our arching spine. Good, then walk your hands a handprint forward. Tuck your toes under and lift your knees and hips up and back, downward facing dog. Good, start to pedal through your legs here, bending one knee, straightening the other. Say hello to the backs of your legs, your shoulders here. Good, and then start to find some stillness in down dog. And look forward at your hands. Make sure you're pressing through your whole hand, especially that part in between your first finger and your thumb. And then check on your feet. They should be about hips distance apart. You can have a slight bend in your knees to lift your hips higher. Good, and at the bottom of your exhale, walk, step, or hop to the top of your mat. Good, when you get there, inhale for a halfway lift. Bring your fingertips to your shins. Lift your heart, a nice long spine. If you feel like you're really rounded here, bend your knees a little and stick your hips back to lengthen your spine. Good, exhale, lower it down. Inhale, push into your feet. Circle your arms high, rise all the way to standing. Good, and then exhale, bring your right arm down by your side. Inhale, reach your left fingertips high, and then exhale, reach up and over to your right. Kind of like that same shape we were making on the ground. Good, inhale, both arms high. And then exhale, lower your left arm down. Inhale, reach high again with your right fingertips. And then as you exhale, reach up and over to your left. Good. Inhale, reach back up to the sky, both arms. And then exhale, cactus your elbows, open your heart. Good. Inhale, arms high again. And then exhale, just dive it forward, forward fold. Good, we're gonna hang out in this forward fold for a little bit. So if you wanna take your feet a little further apart, grab hold of opposite elbows and sway here for this ragdoll. Let your head be really heavy. Don't be afraid to bend your knees a lot here. I think it feels really good, especially as we warm up. Beautiful. If you have your elbows, gently let them go. We'll take a little twist. So start to bend your left knee. Keep your left hand or maybe just your fingertips planted, and then inhale, twist your right arm to the sky. See if you can roll your right shoulder open a little bit more. And then exhale, fold it back down. Start to bend into your right knee. Keep your right hand or your right fingertips planted. Inhale, reach your left arm high. Roll that left shoulder open. Good. Exhale, let it go. Come back to your fold. Good. If your feet are apart, heel toe them either hips distance or big toes together. And then one more time. Inhale for your halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. You can step or hop back to high plank. We won't hold this one as long, so we'll slowly lower ourselves in one straight line all the way down to our belly. Good. Inhale for your cobra. Press into your palms, lift your head, your shoulders, your heart. Exhale, lower it back down. Your knees can stay up or down as you push yourself back up to high plank, and then send your hips high, down dog. Good, come back to your breath here if you lost it. Taking 3 to 5 deep breaths here. Good, at the bottom of your exhale, walk, step, or hop again to the top. Inhale for your halfway lift, bring your fingertips to your shins. Exhale, fold it down, forward fold. Good, inhale, push into your feet, rising to stand. And then exhale, arms by your side, Tadasana. Beautiful, we're just gonna do one more sun salutation, a little bit faster, but feel free to move with your breath, all right? As you inhale, reach your arms high. And then exhale, swan dive it forward. Good, inhale for your halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, stepping back, high plank. And then you can either choose lowering down all the way to your belly and going to cobra, or lower yourself halfway down. Inhale for up dog, where everything lifts off the mat except your hands and your feet. And then exhale, hips high, downward facing dog. Beautiful. 3 to 5 more deep breaths here. Check that your upper arms are in line with your ears. Sending your hips up and back. Good. At the bottom of your exhale, travel to the top of your mat, walk, step, or hop. Good, when you get there, sit your hips back, bend your knees, inhale for chair pose. Utkatasana. Good, in our chair pose, we're lifting through our arms and then sinking back through our hips. These two opposite forces here working. Using your breath to stay calm. Good, exhale, just let it go, forward fold. Good, we're gonna step our right leg back and bring both hands inside of your left foot. So you might wanna kind of walk it out to the side a little bit. Good, lower your right knee down. And then we're gonna keep our left hand planted right by our left foot. We're gonna inhale, twist your right arm to the sky. Good, if this is feeling really tight and not so accessible, you can bring your left elbow up onto your left thigh here. This is our baby side angle. See if you can open up your right fingertips, spread them wide. Roll your right shoulder back. One more breath here. Good, plant your right hand down. Tuck your back toes and lift your back knee. And then ground your right heel down and rise warrior one. So in warrior one, our hips are trying to face towards the top of our mat, like two little headlights. Trying, it's kind of hard. So see if we can get both hips facing the front of our mat, lunging into our left knee, and then lifting through our arms. These look awesome. One more breath here, breathe it in, and then as you exhale, lower your hands down. We're gonna take an interlace behind our low back, or you can grab a towel or a strap, and then inhale, roll your shoulders back, open your heart, and then exhale, dive it forward inside of your left knee here. So your left shoulder is like just inside of your left knee, your head hangs heavy. See if you can keep pressing your left knee over to the left. It likes to sneak to the right. Good, one more breath here. And then slowly let your interlace go. Bring your hands around your front foot. And if your blocks are nearby or your books, go ahead and grab those. Good, and then we're gonna spin back up on off of our right heel. Good, so as you inhale, we're gonna lunge, lift your heart, lengthen your spine. And then exhale, start to straighten your left leg, send your hips back, fold forward. This long pyramid here. Good, and then make sure your hands are on both sides of your left foot. Yeah, there you go, Maggie. As you inhale, sink back into your lunge, lift your heart. And then exhale, come back to that pyramid, folding over your left leg. Good, one more time, just like that. Breathe it in, lift your heart. And then exhale, extend your hips high. Good, as you breathe in, come back into your lunge. Set your books to the side, we'll need them again. And then we're gonna take a big hop or step to the top of your mat. Good, when you get there, inhale for a halfway lift. And then exhale, just fold forward. Hang here for about 3 breaths. Or a little rest before the other side. Good, as you inhale, start to bend your knees, sit your hips back, reach your hands high, chair pose. Good, lifting through your hands, sinking back through your hips. Good, and then exhale, just dive it forward, forward fold. Good, we're gonna step our left foot back this time and bring both hands inside of your right knee. So maybe walk your right foot over to the right a little bit. Good. Lower your left knee down and then keep your right hand planted and then inhale, twist our baby side angle. Good, these look really nice here. Wake up your left fingers, spread them wide, roll your left shoulder back. Remembering to breathe, don't hold your breath here. Good, as you exhale, lower your left hand down, tuck your back toes under, lift your back knee, and then spin your left heel down. Good, and then inhale, rise up, warrior 1. So again, check on your hips when you come up. They should be trying to face the front of your mat, sinking into your right knee, lifting your fingers high. Good, so strong. And then as you exhale, lower your hands down around your low back, taking that interlace again, try to put the opposite thumb on top here. And then inhale, puff up your chest, and then exhale, fold it down. Your right shoulder inside of your right knee. Let your interlace come up and over your head. Let your head hang heavy. And then keep pushing your right knee out to the right. Good, carefully let your interlace go. Grab your books again. Grab a hold of those books and then spin onto the ball of your left foot. And then as we breathe in, lengthen your spine, pull your heart forward, your lunge here. And then exhale, sending your hips back, straightening your right leg. Fold it forward. Good, 2 more, just like that. Inhale, come back to your lunge. And then exhale, hips high. 1 more, breathe it in, lengthen your spine. And exhale, fold it over. Good, start to come back into your lunge here. Setting your books aside. And then taking 1 more big step up to the top. Good, when you get there, inhale for a halfway lift. Good, exhale, plant your hands stepping back to high plank. And then you can choose your journey. You can just come right back to down dog, or if you want a little flow, lowering halfway down into your belly. Inhale for cobra or up dog. And then exhale, meeting back in downward facing dog. Good, slowly start to lower your knees down to your mat. Now we're gonna come into puppy pose, this big kind of chest opener. So it's like, kind of like child's pose and down dog mixed together. So you're gonna keep your knees right underneath your hips. And you're gonna start to crawl your hands forward as you melt your chest through your arms. And then depending on what feels good, you might rest your forehead on your mat or maybe your chin, or if you're feeling really open, your chest. And just breathe into that heart space there. Yeah, Sophie, that looks really good. Spread your fingers wide. Good, 2 more deep breaths here. Just breathe into it. After working all day, or sitting on your computer all day, hopefully this feels nice. Good, and then as you inhale, just start to rise back up to table, and then we'll come back to downward facing dog, meeting there. Good, maybe feeling some more space in your down dog after that. All right, as you inhale, reach your right leg high. And then exhale, step it forward between your hands. Lower your back heel down, and then inhale, rise. Warrior 2. Good, so in Warrior 2, our hips are now not facing the front of our mat, but more the side of our mat. Our arms are nice and long. We're actually gonna take eagle arms. So start to wrap your right arm on top of your left. You can give yourself a little hug here. 1 wrap, or maybe the double wrap. Good. And then we're just gonna move and breathe like here. So as you inhale, start to straighten your right leg. Lift your fingertips high, this little back bend. And then exhale, start to bend back into your right knee. Bring your elbows down towards your chest. Good. Inhale, straighten out, reach your hands high. And then exhale, bend back, Warrior 2, and then elbows towards your chest. 1 more, just like that. Breathe in and lift up. And exhale, sinking down. Good. Slowly unravel your arms. Come back to regular Warrior 2 arms. Gazing out over your front fingertips. Good. Breathing here while we hold. Check on your back arm. Sometimes it likes to sink down a little bit. Make sure your back arm is just as high as your front arm. And then start to straighten your right leg 1 more time, sending your hips back, reaching forward with your right hand. And then when you can't reach anymore, lower your right hand to your shin or maybe to your book, and then reach your left arm high for triangle. Good, so our right leg is pretty straight. It might have a little baby bend in it. And then we're rolling our left shoulder open to the ceiling. You can stay here, or if it feels nice, you can reach your left hand up and alongside your ear for extended triangle. And you're this big long line from your left heel all the way out through your left fingertips. It's like someone is trying to stretch you apart. Good, and then start to cartwheel your hands down around your right foot. We're gonna step your left foot about 1/3 of the way forward and come into pyramid, our regular pyramid pose. So both feet are grounded here. You might wanna grab onto your books again if the floor is feeling far away. And then breathe in, find a nice long spine. See if you can pull your right hip back a little bit. It likes to sneak forward. And then as you exhale, just fold it down. Folding any amount that feels good for you here. You can let your head be heavy. Breathing into your right hamstrings. Maybe your right calf. If you have your books, gently set them aside. We're gonna plant our hands and step back to high plank. And then it's your journey to down dog, any way you wanna get there. You can lower down, and then inhale for cobra or up dog. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Take a big breath in through your nose. And then exhale, just sigh it out, let it go. All right, we just got one more side with that. So as you inhale, reach your left leg high. And then exhale, step it forward between your hands. Ground your back heel and inhale, rise. Warrior two. Okay, we'll come back to our eagle arm. So this time, left arm on top of right. So either the hug or the wrap. Good, moving with our breath here. So as you inhale, straighten your left leg, reach your fingertips high, breathe it in. And then exhale, come back to warrior two legs, bend or squeeze your elbows towards your chest. Good, two more. Inhale, reach high. And exhale, come back down. Good, last one, breathe it in. And let it go, breathe it out. Good, unwind your arms. Regular warrior two, arms gazing out over your front fingertips. Just holding this one here. Check on your back arm again, make sure it's not getting a little lazy back there. It should be the height of your shoulder. Good, then start to straighten your left leg. Bump your hips back as you reach your left arm forward. If you can't reach anymore, lower it to your shin or your book. And then inhale, reach your right arm high. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Good, engage your whole right hand. Spread your fingers wide, roll your right shoulder back. And then staying here, or come to extended triangle. Reaching your right fingertips up and alongside your ear. This big long line of energy from your back heel through your right fingers. One more breath here. And then start to look down. Bring both hands down around your front left foot. Then we're going to pop the right leg about a third of the way in and up. And coming to our pyramid here. So maybe grabbing your books one more time here. Before you fold, find a nice long spine, breathe in. And then exhale, just fold it forward any amount. Listening to your body, taking what feels good here. If you tend to lock your knees, just keep a little baby bend in your left knee. One more breath. And then set your books aside if you have them. We're going to step back to high plank and then making your way to down dog. So lifting your hips, or you can lower down. Inhale for your back bend. And then exhale, meeting in downward facing dog here. Good. From our down dog, walk, step, or hop again to the top of your mat. Good. When you get here, bring your hands to your hips with the flat back. Slowly just rise up to standing. Nice and slow there. Good. We're going to do a little balancing here. So start standing on your left leg, and then we're going to come into tree pose. So your right leg can be a little kickstand. You can bring your right foot to your calf, or maybe help it all the way up to your inner thigh here. Find something on the ground to stare at, your drishti, to help you balance a little easier. Then just avoid putting your foot on your knee. Good, your hands can stay at heart center here, or if you want to grow your branches, you are welcome to. And if you fall out, just come back into it. Good, take one more breath here. Bring your hands back to prayer if they're not there. And start to turn your right knee forward. And then we're going to start to kick your right leg back as you lean forward. We're just going to take a big step back into our high crescent lunge. Good. When you land there, you can always adjust your feet. And when you feel steady, lift your arms high. Good. Bring your left thumb to kind of like your left hip crease. And inhale, reach your right arm high. And then exhale, we're going to twist. Bring your right elbow outside of your left knee, and then your hands back into prayer. Good. And you can always lower your back knee down if balancing is really tricky, or you just want some more support. Good. And use your left knee to push into your elbow, and then your elbow back into your knee to help you twist a little deeper here. Good. Slowly untwist yourself, plant your hands down, and then we'll just step right back up to the top. Good. Bring your hands to your hips again, and then with a flat back, just slowly rise all the way to standing. Yeah. All right, coming to our other side. So standing on your right leg this time, bringing your left foot into tree. So on the ground, your calf, or helping it up to your inner thigh. Good. Finding your drishti. Something on the ground usually is the easiest to help us gain our balance. And then if you're ready, you can send your arms high or keep them at heart center. These are looking great. One more breath here. Good. Bring your hands back through prayer. Start to turn your left knee forward, and then kick your left leg back as you lean forward, coming back to our high crescent lunge here. Good. When you get there, circle your arms high. Breathe it in. Good. Bring your right hand now to your right hip crease. Inhale, reach your left arm high, and then exhale, twist. Your elbow outside your knee, your hands back through prayer. Good. You can always lower that knee again. Breathe into that really squishy part of your belly that's all twisted up. Use your elbow into your knee to help you twist a little bit more. Good. Carefully unwind yourself. Plant your hands down. And we'll step again right back up to the top. Good. Inhale for your halfway lift. Your fingertips to your shins. Find a long spine. And then exhale, plant your hands, stepping back. We'll just step right back to down dog. Good. And then gently lower your knees down to your mat. Good. And then just swing your legs around, sit your hips back. Good. We're going to come into kind of a seated pigeon. We've done it before a few times. So let's start with both feet planted and then cross your right ankle on top of your left knee here, keeping your right foot flexed. Good. And then you are welcome to stay here, or if you feel like you can take a little more, pick your hips up and send them any distance towards your left leg. Now we want a nice long spine here, so see if you can crawl your hands in a little bit to lift your heart. And if you have to back out of it, that is fine too. Good. Alrighty, start to crawl your hands on back. Pick up your hips, send them back. Good. And then start to grab onto your right leg. I'm going to face you guys so you can see. Onto your right leg with both your hands. And then you can stretch your left leg forward if that feels okay, or you can keep it bent, whatever feels good here. And then we're going to start to kick, wrap your hand around your right foot, and then kick your right foot out here. Good, you can keep a bend in your knee, and both knees really, if that feels better. Good, and then see if you can take your left hand and bring it to the outside of your right foot. Yeah, that looks good. And then we're gonna take this little twist here. So twisting your right arm back. There's a lot of balance, there's a lot of legs. Good, untwist yourself. Bring your hands back around. See if you can get your leg a little bit closer. Good, and then we'll let it all go. Awesome, just switching sides. So starting with your feet flat, cross your left ankle on top of your right knee. Good, and then if you want to send your hips a little bit closer, keeping your left toes really flexed, and then maybe crawl your hands in so you have a nice long spine. Breathing into your hips. Good, start to crawl your hands back. Unwind yourself, and we're gonna grab a hold again of your left leg now with both hands. Good, and then start to wrap both hands around your foot and just kick it out in front of you. Keeping your knees bent if that feels a little bit better. Good, and then start to wrap now your right hands to the outside of your right or left foot, and then twisting your left arm open. These look awesome. One more breath here. Good, bring both hands back around your left foot. See if you can bring it in a little bit more. Good, and then exhale, let it go. Good, and then bring the soles of your feet together, your knees out wide for Tadasana here. Good, so you can grab a hold of your ankles or your shins. Take a breath in, sit up nice and tall, and then exhale, just fold it forward. You can start to round here, let your head be heavy. Good, slowly start to roll yourself back on up. And we're gonna come all the way back onto our backs. So just lying down here, bring both knees again back into your chest. Give yourself a little hug. Then we'll take happy baby pose. So grabbing the outsides of your ankles or your feet, just rocking side to side here. Good, if there's anything else you would like to take before Shavasana, please feel free. Otherwise, our final resting pose is all yours. So letting your legs go out long, your arms long, by your sides, your palms facing up. Letting yourself relax here, letting go of your breath, of all that moving, giving your body a chance to soak up all your hard work, letting your nervous system calm back down. And just resting here for a few moments. Good. Gently start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Maybe roll around your wrists and your ankles. Good. Just bringing some life back. Might feel nice to take that good morning stretch that we started with, where you reach up and over your head and all the way down through your toes. Good. And when you're ready, just rolling to one side, resting there for a breath. And then making your way up to a comfortable seat. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I think it is so special that we have people from all over. I just love it. And I hope you guys can find some of your yoga to take off of your mat, whether that's some balance, like a tree pose, maybe some strength, like in plank pose, or maybe just taking some me time for yourself. Namaste.